Number one rule is my family is first. I know you're probably saying this.
What's up, team? This is Biani Lockhart. Robert Porter. We're both here together with the I Love San Bernardino County radio show on KCAMBC 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, where we will talk politics, culture, and history. How we doing, Eric? You doing good today, brother?
I'm doing good. I was scared there was like a Freaky Friday situation that happened, and I'm glad. Okay.
All right. Got it all mixed up, but you have it all put back together. We are an incredible team, and today we are going to interview someone who I am a great fan of since I've been very young in high school. Daryl James, right here in the house.
Well, don't make me sound old or anything, but hey,
than him. All right, by how long?
Like 5. I think 5 months.
5 months. Just barely, but we're both. If you add our ages together,
yeah,
we're 100.
Well, you don't look a day over 40. So.
Both of y'all look really well.
You know what? It's radio keeps you young, and it's me and him are a bunch of hippies, so we just we dress
and cannabis keeps you young. And seriously, those photographs that you're taking. Making you look like a handsome prince.
Yeah, I got to work on the lighting a little, but.
and I'd like to mention the I Love San Bernardino standout of the week is the owner and photographer of Amazing Captures Caught. Engaging Captures Caught. Dang it! Oh man, I practiced it. Dang it.
Thank you, bro. Surprise.
But yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, Yanni deserves this because, I see the happiness that you are creating. All these comments from people who are just at an event and they're being showcased and they just love the way they look.
Amen.
Now, I've had plenty of times where people be calling me in the messages telling me, so you must be doing something right.
Thank you, brother. I try to always tell people I try to capture them in a flattering light, but it's funny. I was just talking to my mom about this morning. I feel like I want to create a page called F'd Up Photography where you just post your worst pictures, right?
Dude, influence it, man. You'll be rich. Make videos of that.
But I know these people, so I don't want them coming for me.
Well, no, you just search, do some of those videos where they just search things out on the internet, examples of it, and make a clipped-in video. And then you could just look at it real crazy, like the guy who does the construction one. He's like, looking at it all crazy.
Hey, AI is already confusing. Sometimes you can't even tell if it's real or not.
That's very true. That's very
totally
true.
Awesome. But thank you for doing that, and from the community and just from me, I like to see all those people smiling and happy, and they get to showcase their smile and what they were doing, and that they were at that event, right? And and you get paid sometimes, right?
Yeah. That's the mainstream of income right now. So if you're looking for event photography, definitely hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. Ipyani, Ipyani. I have very affordable rates, and I have a quick turnaround time, and that's what a lot of my clients like. Even with the graduations where I'm shooting 3,000 photos out, my turnaround time is usually 48 hours or less. I say 48 hours in the contract, but usually I could beat that sometimes.
Man, that's hardcore.
And edited photos, not just edited, cropped,
Yeah, it's not easy to actually look at your work after you've taken a bunch of pictures of it, right?
Oh man, it becomes a task, but it's pretty good money,
And sometimes you'll look at a picture more than once, right?
Yes.
Especially if you got a good one, right?
No, totally.
Yeah, wow, if I cut it right here or crop it, it'll be that much better.
Definitely. It takes a little time, but it's totally worth it. Making a living off your own skill sets, off your own willpower and effort and creativity is truly an honor and a blessing, and I hope to scale it up.
Yeah.
And team, we always talk about AI and how AI is going to take over a lot of things, but I think if you have a skill that's something special and you showcase it properly, you'll beat out AI. It eventually AI is it's not gonna be those generic posters you're seeing right now. They're gonna be different than that. But
Definitely.
But there's still people that want style.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And AI is not good at creating a human style. It's good at creating AI style.
Well, you could tell when people skip detail,
Yeah. It's got four fingers on. It's on the hand, right?
Got
Oh,
5
that-
hands.
Yeah. Okay. You have to check every single thing to make sure it's right, But like, it will get better. But still, I think there are going to be spots for sponsorships still, and for hiring for graphic artists and things like that.
I think for artists, or art in general, I think AI definitely assists you in that. It's not like you need to use it to do your whole task, but there's things that before it helps you skip some of the process to like for me, I'm not an artist that can draw, but I have a concept in my head. I'm able to put that together now, and it's cool.
Like a waffle shark or something. Or?
Yeah, or a unicorn,
Unicorn chicken wing.
Bear?
Riding a bear to the Shell station at 6 a.m. to get Doritos. I mean, any weird thought you have, it'll create it.
Did that get you a sponsor?
It should.
Doritos, right?
And we're gonna see it on I Love
man.
tomorrow. But as far as AI, I don't think anything will ever replace the creative spirit that humanity has, that we're all blessed with.
Absolutely.
So I encourage people to tap into that, discover what your gifts and talents are, and utilize it. AI will help us streamline certain tasks, especially busy work and things of that nature. But there are industries that are still like AI proof, like you said, learn a skill, learning how to weld carpet, plumbing, electrical, all these like hard skills that you actually need. Those are not going to be
adding watermarks to all your photographs at the same time.
Yes.
Right? Things like that, it can be utilized, right? And for
Totally.
your business, right? So
Totally.
So yeah, AI, it's got its bad parts, but it's got its good parts. So like, figure that out, team, because it will figure you out.
Yeah, and I didn't really know what to expect, but like in the past, like I think back to times where I wanted a digital artist to make me a flyer, and I'd be like, he'd send me the rough draft, and I'd be like, oh, but can you add some skulls and flames? And trying to explain to him, and he's like, you want me to do what? And now it's like, I can create what's in my
I need
head
to
that
introduce
way,
you to Jason Lola, because he'll be like, all right, let's do it.
More skulls.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Thank you so much. That's brought to you by Chubsy Smash Burger.
Smash.
Dick and Joe and Pat, the whole team over there. So this is my Chubsy Smash Burger story today. My aunt had to take on some more responsibilities, and took on her 2 great grandkids. And she's 80, right?
Man.
So like in the beginning of the process, when you're doing that kind of stuff, it's not easy to get money from the state for food and things like that, right? So like my aunt's been having to front out everything for it. So like I was like, oh, this is a Chubsy's time, right?
Chubsy to the rescue.
So these are 2 teenagers she's watching, right?
Yeah.
So like I went down to Chubsy's and got the family meal, right?
Okay.
And it took it on down there, and man, they were so happy. I mean, just ecstatic. So,
I love when you talk food to me.
oh my gosh.
Definitely. Also in regards to Chubsy's, I see now that you can add lettuce and tomato to your burger. Now it's Chubsy's is the healthy option now.
It was good too. And
I still have never had it yet.
Oh,
What?
man, we got to get you over there.
I know.
head
And
on over. I even got I'll give you my card.
I'll tell you what, I'm a burger fiend. I mean, I can go down the line.
We're going to go down
All
the
right.
line.
Junior, it's the Western Bacon.
Hey now.
In-N-Out.
Wendy's, it's the Baconator.
Okay,
Anything that
okay.
has bacon, basically.
Hey, we're on the
So
same
Chubsy's
wavelength.
reminds me of a better In-N-Out patty, but then they put the onions on there, the grilled onions, and I put jalapenos and the sauce on there. It's a little bit different. It's more like, to me, it's more like
Man, why are you talking so dirty today? Oh, it sounds so good.
good stuff.
Honestly, I think I've had a energy drink today so far. And,
Okay,
So
so
they-
you're not helping
I'm
you.
gonna go grub afterwards,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So thank you, Chubbs. We appreciate you. And I also have to mention PAL Charter Academy, middle school, high school, and summer school. And they just started their summer school. PAL provides a high quality instruction for every child, and your kids deserve a good foundation. And if you want them to learn culinary skills or audio visual or be great in sports, they have incredible sports teams over there. Just give them a call and go do a tour of the the campus, and you'll fall in love with it just like I did. I mean, San Manuel donates over there. A lot of the major corporations in the area help. I see 99.1 there all the time. So like, I really do like to help those schools that really try to get involved in the community, and
Yes.
Powell Charter Academy definitely gets involved. So give them a call over there at 909-887-7002, or you can go visit them at 2450 Blake Street right over there in Muscoy, or give them an email at info@palcenter.org. And they have a food distribution coming out this July 14th.
All right.
And I believe those start around 12 o'clock. But please check out their website or my flyer that I put out today. And, if you need extra food, team, there's no problem going to get extra food. Like, it's all right for you to augment your calories or your family's calories with free food. And there's oftentimes quality
It's
food,
quality
right?
food,
Yeah. Don't be ashamed of that. Like, my family has had times where we had to go get food at the food bank, and we just volunteered there at the same thing, right? So we would get food and volunteer there, right? Maybe you could do that too, right? If you're feeling a little guilty about taking free food, do the volunteering option, and the volunteers always take home a bag of food too,
There you
right?
go.
So don't be embarrassed. It's actually a good, fun social event.
Like, don't let your pride leave your family hungry.
Everybody's on the struggle.
Yeah,
for
and,
sure.
and everyone there's the same. Like, they're all in the same boat. So like, you're meeting people that are just dealing the same thing you are, right? So there's a lot of options out there. You may use PAL or
Community Action Partnership.
which
Supplies pretty much
Yeah,
everybody.
everybody. Yeah, that's just all of them. But it's good quality food from our government that they stockpile, and it's ours. Like, it's our food, dude.
Totally.
Right? Like, we pay taxes, right? We should get benefits from our
There you go.
taxes, right?
There
Right?
you go.
And you shouldn't be mad about it. If other people are doing it, you should do it too.
Right?
Definitely. If you have the need, then take advantage. If you don't have the need, count your blessings.
Yeah. And maybe someone that does have a need, and you can help them out,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
My mom would often bring a sack home of groceries to an elderly person who couldn't get them,
I hear you.
right? And like, I'd be like, Mom, like, why do you do that? She's just like, because they don't have a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
It's just straight out, right?
Word up. Word up.
And I'm like, that's how my mama thinks.
God bless Miss
yeah,
Porter.
Yeah, I love my mama.
We have to help our elder people always.
Definitely. And to me, I take that a step farther. People in general, because we're all a part of the human species. We all are going to leave this planet. We have this small amount of time that we get to share and partake in this gift that we call life within the living.
Have
And
fun or not have fun.
And it's a blessing to all of us. And I wish that we could get past these divides, political divides, cultural divides, racial divides.
we were just talking about that too.
We let's enjoy life. I still strive for utopia, but I'm an optimist. So
Oh man, I've been playing Utopia since it was on in television, dude. Did you guys play in television?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That was my first machine.
Oh yeah.
Burger time.
Well, thank you, Powell Charter Academy. We appreciate you. They've been sponsoring almost 2 years now, Yanni, and like I'm so grateful. I mean, we've lost a few sponsors over the year, and the other thing I'd like to thank is Motivational Realizations, the enemy of positive thought. Not only sponsoring the show, but for also inspiring me over the last couple of days, because I kept hearing Yanni in my head saying, to project the positivity that you want. Right? Like, and I have been really,
Manifesting.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been depressed, dude. Like, watching my mama degrade a little bit, and then all the stuff with my ex and all that stuff. It's just been really hard on me. So like, I had to be like, dang, dude, you're doing this. It's the discipline. You're thinking of all this stuff. So you can use that discipline to think of other things. So
Yes.
I was like, no, I'm going to Big Bear.
there you go. There you
So
go.
like, I just like Jason, Lola, you want to go Big Bear? I'm gonna show you places you can go to for your tourism thing, right? So we just went up there and we did a big circle around the lake, right? Got in nature, but stopped by Captain John's docks there in Fonskin, and met some people who were eagle watching, Jackie and Shadow, right? They're sitting there, let's eagle watching, and then they're like, hey, well, if you go down there, Captain John's down there, and he'll let you look, right? So we're like, oh, so
sound like we got to have Captain John on the
so,
show. Man.
So, well, he's pretty old. He's pretty old. But we went on down there, and he had everything set up, and he let us see the eagles from there. Jason got a picture from in there. That was pretty cool. So
I love the images that you had, some of the video and images from up there. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of you going up there and,
thank you.
Connecting and doing the things that you've been speaking about, writing, working on your book, going to new spaces. You know, I know you love San Bernardino, but we live in the big, beautiful county.
I've been in San Bernardino County.
Yeah. And you're exploring and going different places. So I'm happy for you, man, and keep it up.
And meeting people with intention.
There you go.
And listening to their name and listening to their first statement and then trying to speak to them about that first statement, which is so hard for me to master. But, I find that deficit has an impact on my relationships. So I'm learning that I have to correct that behavior before I get in another relationship.
Amen. Amen.
So I'm practicing. It's hard.
It's healthy going back to places that you feel comfortable at, that you make you happy, it really changes you instantly, like I have some places, Forest Falls is one of them, like when I was young, it's like if I had a bad day and I'll send them up there and it's like, no, it's not so bad
Not
after
that bad.
all.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's a little change of subject here, but since we are talking about going up to Big Bear and everything, right? And they had this candy shop up there in the village, right? So we stopped in there. I forget the name, candy something, whatever.
Candyland.
But there's a lot of candy in there, and there was like a lot of taffy, saltwater taffies,
a
all
lot of
all the stuff you can
diabetes
imagine.
as well.
Yeah, let me get my insulin pin out real quick here.
But
What are we talking here?
but they did add some
Word
goodies.
up.
So go ahead, grab one out of there.
Okay.
Okay.
There you
Just,
go. It's a rat trap.
Snap. Well, what?
Oh, it's got
What?
a bug in it.
What do you
Okay.
No way.
All
What
right.
do you got? Oh,
Okay. Cricket sucker.
Cricket sucker blueberry.
all right. So
Orange.
And I got one for Eric here.
All right.
Here you go,
Awesome.
brother. I'll set it right here for you so you can come get it in a minute.
Eric, it's the
But that's not what we're trying. That's so you guys take something
Okay.
home for later.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Smoke a
I got
blunt.
orange. I got orange.
Smoke a blunt and then pop it in. But we have these chocolate dipped
you said so.
insects.
Okay.
Yes.
Ants? Are they ants?
Right now, so they're melted in my. They got melted in my pocket.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's
So,
interesting.
so,
Oh Lord. Let's go.
so like
Let's
no,
go.
they got melted in the car.
I gotta look at the nutrition value on this really quick. Okay,
Chocolate covered cockroaches.
only a gram of protein, really?
Not that much.
Really? I was expecting that to be through 10 grams of carb.
All right.
Interesting.
I hear you. Chocolate covered mealworms. You know.
Get one out of there. There you go.
They're still.
We're like doing candy dissection in here. This is interesting.
You want to grab? You want to grab yours? All
Okay.
right. All right.
Chocolate dipped insects.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right.
All right.
No.
Come on, Jay. What's going on? He's afraid.
No, it tastes like.
What?
You honestly, you don't. It just tastes like chocolate, and it has a little.
It's a
crunch
chocolate
To it.
worm, really?
Has a little crunch to it. There is a little.
I am hungry.
A little
Go-
grainy.
I told you guys.
I give it an 8.
On a scale of chocolate, it tastes like good milk chocolate.
Yeah.
It tastes like chocolate with a
It's
little crunch.
like maybe there's a crisp in there. or
Yeah,
something.
like the crunch bars, like the crunch
Is this a
bar.
worm or a cricket? The
That-
worm?
That one's a mealworm.
That's a mealworm penis.
And like when I feed like my gecko, it's like, oh, how
You the
does
gecko today, brother.
how does he eat that? No, I'm not gonna feed it for a week now if I do.
He's afraid. He's afraid. Well, you don't have to eat
said,
those.
"Oh, my
Eric, what do I do here?
You chomp that down, dude. You want to try one, Eric? There's one more here.
Follow your heart.
I'm gonna do this for Eric, okay?
Did you
All
say
right.
follow your fart? Can you say that on the radio?
Don't tell anybody.
You have to spell it out. All right, Eric, this is for you, okay?
All right, there you go.
This is going to bring Eric lots of luck by
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
this, I feel.
Hey,
Palm trees in progress.
there's a new thing for everything.
Really?
This
I've never
started
eaten
it.
an insect in my life.
Well,
Well,
this
it's a
is
new
a
day
new
today.
time. This is a new day. This is a new era.
There you go. First on radio.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes, indeed.
We got to get the full
Crunch effect.
I see him potting me up over there. Ready?
Tastes like chocolate.
He's eating it like a gecko, man. He already knew a technique. He knew a technique.
That's pretty good, actually.
It just tastes like chocolate, like the Crunch Bar. Tastes like a Crunch Bar.
Yeah.
That's it.
Interesting.
It really wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed because that fishy thing that Yanni gave me, I think that it's still, the taste is still in my mouth, but like,
The minnows.
yeah,
and
the little minnows.
It's okay. I still prefer a carne asada burrito.
Oh,
okay.
On the way home. Well, after that craziness, thank you.
Awesome,
Thank you,
bro.
chocolate dip insects.
There you go.
We have one more for Eric, so we'll put that over there for you.
Eric, you want me to run the board for a minute? You want to come in here and eat this?
Yeah, come on over here.
Here, I'll switch you places.
Well, okay, well, speaking of running,
I won't even play any NWA right now. I'm telling you, okay?
So speaking of, well, then we'll definitely get kicked off the air. Right? Me. So, did you guys?
I think Eric.
When that
exit
came out,
stage
my
left,
friend
bro.
was trying to convince me that it said miso honey. Miso honey. Miso honey. And like it didn't say the other word,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I was like convinced it wasn't saying that. And
I
I
hear
told
you.
my mom, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't say
Sound like
that,
the
right?
go see cow, go see cow, go see
Yeah,
cow.
then they got arrested. Then they got arrested in Florida.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
No,
and
for
they
obscenities.
yeah,
For obscenities.
totally changed. My mom's like, "What are you talking about?"
He does what on stage with those women?
and now you think about what they do today.
That
my
was child's
gosh,
play.
yeah.
Back in the day,
Some of
yeah.
those videos, though, like a while back, I seen one pop on YouTube, and I was just like, crazy stage presence. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Everything's blurred out, of course, because it's on
Definitely.
YouTube, and I'm just like, wow, like
The cheeks are clapping. Yeah.
the 80s.
So as we segue into this next part of the show, I'd like to talk about what you do, Daryl, but before we get into that, can we start a little bit earlier and with what your father did as a
Yes.
DJ and what he did locally for radio?
Yeah, well, I was
And what was your father's name?
Gary Allen.
Okay.
But he used a bunch of different radio names.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's actually how I ended up being in the Inland Empire is, I was born in Santa Maria up in Central California. But I have no memory of it up there. That was just when I was a kid. But,
So you're not rich, or no?
What? I wish. I'd wish.
We all
I
do.
wish. So we had moved to Palm Springs for a radio station that he worked at called KDES, which is still around.
Okay.
And then we came out here for a station called KFXM, which, the call letters are down the hall now, which was a crazy station that's located in, remember the Quality Inn that's right on the 10 and the 215 interchange, that motel hotel right there
Yeah.
with the big pool?
Yeah.
They were located inside of there.
Really?
And so I loved hanging out there.
You could go jump in the pool right after
I
work,
would.
or-
They had this like Olympic-sized pool, and I would go there and, hang out. My dad was, DJ, but he was engineer as well. So he would spend, 10 hours at the station a day. I'd go to school. I'd hang out there. And, it was wild. They had an arcade game in the front room. So
Awesome.
I would go and sit there and just
And
play.
what kind of music were they playing?
They were like the top 40 back then. That was before FM became prominent. It was about 5 years before, radio, FM really was popping
over,
because
yeah.
their sister station was the 97.5, which was beautiful music, elevator music back then.
Okay.
With a huge, 75,000 watt signal. That 97.5 out here is still, a powerhouse station you can get in practically all of Southern California. But that was just in a room that kind of ran itself. The AM station, which was 590 KFXM, was like the rocking crazy station. I remember going there one day, and I remember the guy from Andrew from Wham was there hanging out, when that album came out. And I remember I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Da, 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 da. And then, I remember a couple days later, my teacher was listening to them, and I was like, oh, I just met that guy.
Yeah.
The radio station. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, he was at the station the other day. Da, 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 da. And she's like, oh my gosh. But it was wild. That station was such a big part of San Bernardino, though. I mean, I just remember like some of the contesting, and you might remember this, but they had this contest called "What's Inside the Black Box."
What's in the box?
And they had this huge box, and it was like a wood box from like a industrial refrigerator that they got. You know,
Okay.
They painted it black, and they hung it on the billboard, the last one before you would go to the. Oops, my bad. To the 10 freeway.
Don't hit that microphone.
I did it
man.
again. I did it. I know. I'm so. You know what? That's just me when I'm animated when I talk. I like jiggle the feet.
We
you know?
love it. We love it in here.
And my hands. But yeah, they had this thing, and it was like, "What's in the black box?" And that was their big promotion, right? And you'd drive by it every day, and it was just this painted black box with a question mark on it, and it was a big
That's
thing.
genius.
It was great. Here's the funny story, though.
What was in the box?
We took the box down, and we were driving it back, and it flew off on the 10 freeway at Tippy Canoe.
It don't matter what's in the box now. It's
Yeah.
done.
It flew out, and I remember just watching it fly in slow motion. I seen it just get air and just boom.
What was in the box? You'll never know.
Yeah, basically it was like, 1 week it was like a stereo system, and then it was like, well, we're gonna pay your bills for a month.
Okay,
But it
different prizes.
was really cool. That local radio then, was awesome. That's why I love what you guys do. I mean, when you do stuff for your area, when you listen to national stations, you could tell, they're not talking about stuff that involves your daily life, and where you're at.
Yeah, KCAA gives us that opportunity.
I love
we appreciate it. We do.
Local radio, it's great.
It's rare too. There's not a lot of stations around here where, like, I pay for my own show here, team. If you want to but like when it comes down to it, like your dad started there and brought you in right away, right?
Yeah.
I just
So you're just like you're born
Your
with
second
the microphone in your mouth, or what?
You know what? I spent my childhood at radio stations. I wanted to be there. I'm sure you're familiar with the other station that's off. I think.
So
it's
your dad never had to admit about dropping you on your head because you grew up in radio stations.
You know what? And the radio frequency that's been in my head. I mean, I've actually gotten zapped at transmitter sites.
I'm just thinking that was a party and a half for how long? I mean, like since you're a little kid, right? I mean,
that's the weirdest thing, and I don't think a lot of people have grasped that. That my whole life revolves around music and radio. Like I've always heard a song going, and I've always heard, I've always been involved, with stations when I was little. Like he was all over here. I mean, he would worked on 99.1 at one point. Back when the station smelled like burnt cigarettes and coffee. But yeah, radio's changing now. And
back in the day, at Carousel Mall, like when you actually came into the show there at Cannabis Corner, we would blaze that whole mall out, man. We'd have it hotboxed in there, man.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. You had this huge mall, and I think San Bernardino was renting a little spot for the school system or whatever, and then you guys had a building there, and then wasn't there like one
Chinese
restaurant?
Food, yeah.
And then the rest of the mall was empty.
Now it's just a flat nothing.
I mean, you could take it. I mean, you could drive a car in there 90 miles an hour. It was so empty at that point.
For real.
So, did your dad help you get your first job, or did like being around him kind of introduce you to someone who might?
He was at a station called KZY that was right by Disneyland, and he was on air there and the engineer. And the summer when I was 15, I started to intern there. They had got this remote vehicle it was so rad. It had 4 18-inch speakers in it, JBLs, and it was a remote vehicle that they would take out to concerts. Like back then at Irvine Meadows, there was a Whitesnake concert. And so they put me in charge to go out and watch that thing, play the music, and do the record library and all that. And the program director at the time was super cool. He tells me, hey, if there's copies of stuff, feel free to take a copy or whatever, So I still have all that physical media from back then. Plus the stuff my dad gave me, plus the stuff I've collected. It's crazy though. It's a huge amount of stuff because I've never.
So are you a hoarder? You're a music hoarder,
dude. I am. I have thousands and thousands.
I'm an
of
anthropology
CDs.
book hoarder. I admit it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's no way anyone's gonna want my books when I'm done, probably.
What I say,
You're
what
still
I would-
writing your stories.
Yeah.
What I would say about both of those hoarding habits, it's like those are healthy. Music, knowledge, history. You know, it's not like you're hoarding crack pipes or something
Like Eric.
It's crazy though because I have like 3 PA systems and I have like I don't know I just always have kept all my you know my little audio processors and all my stuff I've kept all that. I love reel-to-reels and I love you know
My
records.
dad
and
had a reel-to-reel, yeah.
I love old stuff. I bought 8
Raindrops
tracks
keep
recently.
falling on my head. I can remember you would play that over and over and over.
I think physical media is definitely going to make its round. You know, we've watched records come full circle.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think CDs will too at some point.
That's what
Even-
somebody was
even
saying, and cassettes.
Cameras too, like old cameras,
Like,
even, yeah.
I'm seeing those newer versions of the little mini cameras that we used to carry around. I'm
Yeah.
seeing more and more people carry those.
Or
now.
Polaroids. Like, oh,
Yes,
yeah, like,
yes,
the
people
total
are-
coolness.
You say what goes around comes around.
Your question, go ahead.
Oh, definitely. One of my questions, because I know that you are second gen radio man, and I know that you worked on a number of stations, but I remember listening to you on 103.9, the X. And what has been one of the coolest concerts that you went to? Because I rock out to Tool. You used to do the Tool at 10.
yeah.
I love Tool, and Perfect Circle as well. Rock out to them. Pacifier, but for me. But what is one of your favorite acts that you got to meet, and one of your favorite concerts you got to organize?
Oh man, you know, I think back some of my favorites were, and they were some grueling days, but back when the Ozfest days, one time I don't know what I was thinking, but I set up to interview 16 bands that day.
God
And
bless you.
Is that even possible? How do you get it's hard to get one band in the station.
It was a crazy day, and it was like 106 degrees outside,
Oh,
and
God.
you know I am diabetic, so like afterwards I was like I need something,
Some water.
some sugar, and
I hear
you know. But it was so fun, you know. And I was at the end of the day, I was like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe that I sat and talked to all these, you know, artists that just, you know, because I was so young at the time, you know, like 5 years prior, I was buying their CDs, and I was like, you know, or begging my dad for the CD, or you know, I was, you know, into these bands, and then all of a sudden I'm interviewing
Right
him.
in front of you.
It was
Yeah.
cool. So I think some of those in my younger days were cool.
Did you ever get to meet Ozzy or?
I interviewed. That's so weird you said that. I was just about to say I did interview Ozzy once, but it was over the phone.
Okay. Well, no,
Just say he's
that's
still
legit
talking
to
to
me, man.
Yeah.
You know, no one gets to interview Ozzy.
Yeah,
anymore.
not
May
not
he rest
in, not in
peace.
person. Yeah, him and Slash were
But,
both phone calls.
maybe is a hologram.
Yeah, there has to be some. And I'm a huge Ozzy fan, and I've always said for years too, like when that guy goes, that's rough for rock because he is
A rock guy.
Black Sabbath and Ozzy, I mean, are the staple of so much music that's come from that I listen to.
It's
know?
amazing too that like he lives so long off of pure drugs alone. You know, like the dude. Seriously, man.
Well, look at Keith, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, you look at the Rolling Stone, and you're like,
How do they do that?
I don't know, like, you know, and I sometimes
It's
I
the
compare my
quality.
age to some of these
Quality.
guys that have been performing for 60 years, and you're like,
And they're
man.
still performing. Like,
Yeah.
they must be born again.
You know, it gives you
now.
motivation though. Like when you feel you can't accomplish, like when you're like, I can't mow the lawn today. You're like, damn it. You know, these guys played for 60 years and like
While
I-
smoking crack.
Yeah.
It's like, you could do it. You could do it
Yeah,
too.
living out of Holiday
Cut the
Inns,
line.
you know.
Yeah, didn't Dimebag die because of drugs too? I mean, like,
His name was Dimebag.
Yeah.
So,
Not that guy.
he
that
got
was
shot.
that was
Oh,
a
okay.
different situation.
okay.
Oh, it was different.
Yeah.
He owed the person some money for them Dimebags. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No, I just know that like there's a lot of people that like, you know, are older and they're still doing these drugs, and I just like, man, you guys.
Hey,
but
if it
but
ain't
then they
broke.
make it to 80 or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I hear
what's going on?
You know, there was that lady a couple years ago, right? Was it a lady that just ate nothing but McDonald's? No, I think was it a guy or
I think it was a guy.
there was two. I might be
It's
mixing
probably
two
a few-
stories.
There's probably a few people that have done that.
There was a guy. I think she was something else, but this guy, he only had Big Macs. That's all he ever ate.
Yeah, for a number of years.
Oh, the
Super-
girl was Dr. Pepper. That's what
Okay.
it was. I was trying to
No, she
separate
had, like,
The Super Size Me guy died, right?
But
yeah,
it's crazy that some people's habits, you know, are, You know, it's
Pretty broad.
I mean, Warren Buffett swears by a Coca-Cola and a double cheeseburger. That's what he loved, you know, and he was a billionaire and he lived super long. So
I don't think I could ever get rid of cheeseburgers.
you know,
I mean,
I'm in the same boat, man.
I try to diet.
With
I do
bacon.
the, you know, but
and I wanted to apologize for giving you a candy. I did not know you were diabetic. I
oh,
should
that
have
ain't
checked.
gonna do nothing. And
I shoulda
Eric's over
checked.
here, look, he's smart eyeing this over
like,
here.
you ain't done, buddy.
He never came into the state.
Eric,
He never came in to get the bucks.
Eric, this is yours. But Eric, I have to tell you something. You know, radio's changing these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they sent me here today to give you a message, Eric, that KCAA is going to be going through some format changes, and it's going to be an all Milli Vanilli radio station. Okay? 24 hours a day, Eric. You're going to be running that.
Hey, to be honest,
Girl, you know it's true.
I loved Milli Vanilli, and there was no way that I was ever gonna throw that tape in under
It was
the
a great
steamroller.
The day where we found out, we were like,
Wasn't that an award
that's
show?
not them singing.
But I still liked them. I didn't
It was
think.
a great
Yeah,
song.
like I don't know, man. I think they were good performers. And
They were
nowadays,
great
I don't think they.
performers.
Like the
remember
guy
that-
committed suicide eventually. Man, he shouldn't. He didn't deserve.
Remember that
you
press
know?
conference, though, where they asked him to sing?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Girl, you know it's
And
true.
people are like, you know, okay, I guess it was him. And no, it wasn't.
Hey, you know what? They pulled it off for long enough, man. But man, you know what? Those guys, I still give them some props.
Definitely. And I know you said one of your favorite concerts was the Ozfest, and you interviewed 16 people.
Yeah.
What's been one of the coolest guests that you've had in studio when you were at 103.9?
Oh, man. That's a hard...
It's probably a list of them. It's top
You know,
five.
I will have to say that one of my favorite stories. It's kind of a crazy story, but
Go ahead, tell it,
we
please.
were in the old station building that was down over on H Street. Remember that one? Mm-hmm. And Incubus was playing the Glass House.
Awesome.
And so they came over to the station, and they were getting ready for their interview, and they were running a little late. And the record person, she was just
Spaz.
She was on the phone. She was just tripping. And they ordered some food at the Denny's around the corner.
And like, who's this for?
And
Incubus,
so,
like,
and then
outta
eat
here.
and then go to the concert, right? So she's just like, okay, well, hurry up. Da, da, da. She's like, let's run over there. Da, 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 da. So I was like, here, it's okay. Dude, here, I'll go with you. So I go with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I need this food. Da, 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 da. And I swear I never seen this before, but she goes back in. She runs in the kitchen. She's like, I need that food right now. I don't care if you give me fries. And I was like, did she just do that?
I hear you.
And so we go back to the station, right?
yeah.
And you know, Incubus is cool, and you know, I'm talking to them, and they're ready to go, and she's like, I gotta go to San Diego. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the concert tonight. Do you want me just to drive them there? She's like, would you? And so
Awesome.
I take them. They're like, thank you. Like, we need to relax now. You know, they were like,
She's high
you know,
strung.
but literally, like, it was the craziest thing. Like, we get to the Glass House, we get to the back, and the person's at the back door on the phone, like, drags us in, and they were on like not even 45 seconds later.
I hear you. Just right
It
off
was
the
like-
back of your car
it
into the
was
stage.
But they were really cool though, you know, like, you know, Brandon and Mike, they were just like really chill, you know, and the record person was just pulling her hair out and all that.
That's awesome story.
That's a super
But
cool story.
it was fun, man. It was fun. I always think about that. I came across the signing the other day of that when they signed their little photograph thing for me that day.
Awesome.
See, I keep that stuff too. I'm telling you, it's
No,
it's-
I would keep it too.
I'm gonna
man.
put some stuff on. I know I need to post some pictures of some stuff, but I literally had a bunch of my stuff in storage for a while, and I've just been ripping it through and kind of going through it, and it's
Dude, that's important.
bringing up memories
It's important.
and stuff. And,
That's important history, dude.
Yeah.
You should share it.
and some stuff, it's crazy, but you know, you save stuff, and sometimes you appreciate it more later. You know,
Totally.
you're like, wow.
Because that was a memory. It's a memory.
Yeah, but make sure
And
you
experience.
appreciate it because like your kids might not know that appreciation. So that's
Yeah.
what I realized. I don't have no kids, so I took all those memories and I
Yeah.
put them in manila envelopes, and then I put like letters with it so people
Yeah.
know what to do with it when I got it.
And see, that's true too. Like I have a son, and you know, when he moved a long time ago, and he's like, I just want this. I'm like, no, you got to keep all your stuff. Da, 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 da. So I took it, I stored it for him, and then recently he saw some. He's like, oh, I'm so glad you kept that. I was like, I know you're immature, and you didn't know, and you know, and I get it. You know, that's what parents do. You know.
There you go.
That-
That's awesome.
That is what my mama did too, and then I had to go through all that stuff, and now I'm like so glad that she did save some of it. But some of the other stuff, I'm like, I can't get rid of it. I need to.
And I get that from my mom too. She still will break out, you know, pictures. You know, oh, here's you in the bathtub. Da, 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 da. And they're like, Mom, put that away. Come on now.
They'll That's when you could take a picture of a chocolate starfish, right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Well, so my question is political. Like, did you ever get a chance to meet any politicians or talk to any politicians when you're doing this?
Not really, and I've always stayed neutral on the radio. With
What
that
about
stuff,
anybody-
Just because of I always figured like, oh, you're here to have a good time. You don't want to
Yeah.
noise.
What about someone who's not involved in radio? That was
probably like UFC fighters and stuff like that.
Okay.
I to get a chance to.
Did you get to fight them or just
No, they didn't want none of this smoke. Baby.
30 days? Yeah.
But no, radio is a blast. I feel, it's changed and there's different eras. Like I definitely see like my dad doing it in the 80s. Like there was something so special about playing records and watching him just sweat and cue up the record and do his thing and and then the CD phase. I was there when they installed the first CDs in a radio station. They were only them and I believe KLOS were the first two to get the CD players, the Denons. And I can remember being there on a Saturday and installing those. And I remember us telling the DJ, like, okay, that's the last, tape cart you're going to play. And then
Now we're switching over.
And then my dad with the headphones, oh man, digital quality, wow. Whoa.
I hear you. Upselling it, upselling it.
And honestly, now I reminisce with these old records, and I like the crackling and you know what I'm
And
saying.
car machines-
Imperfection.
Car machines, you'd have this like.
I hear the cassettes.
No
the
matter what
cassettes.
you played, even if it was a song, and if it was like if it was Stairway to Heaven, it would just be like.
Awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
stuff.
The radio compressors would would always bring it up, so you'd have a but.
Who was your favorite radio DJ?
Oh man, growing up, there was quite a few. There was a guy named the Grease Man. You remember him?
I do not remember.
He
the
was
Grease
this
Man.
obnoxious guy. He would come on and he would just do a bunch of sound effects and and he'd have he'd get a girl on the air and do the whole, what are you wearing right now? Where are you at?
The Grease Man.
You want to send me some? He was that guy, but I dug that. He was on at night, and I've always loved nighttime, the mystique of nighttime radio.
It's
just
like more
something
freedom.
about it.
It's like they relaxed the standards after 10, it seems.
Yeah, and I always had a thing. When I was at the station, everybody left and nobody was there. blasting the music. I'm here, doing my thing, and it's
All the bosses went home.
There you go. There you go.
But just the mystique at it, when people are just chilling, they're done with their day and they're kicking it and they're tuned into you, and yeah, something I love about that.
Yeah.
Definitely. What is, because it seems like you did a different way of getting into radio. Is there a traditional path for radio, or is it more so just you hang around the station, get to know people, you might volunteer for something, you might get a job?
Yeah, I think it's changed. Back in the day, I think there were three ways. There was you went to school, took some college classes. Maybe you went to the Academy of Radio Broadcasting or something, and then you got a job at a station interning or learning to run the board and go from there. I think that's kind of changed recently because if you send somebody to school now, radio's changing so much. I mean, you'd obviously have to teach them the modern way of how things are going, and how streaming and social media plays a part of everything. And I think, like he said, traditional sales is not what it was with radio, where you send the salespeople out and they sell. Now it's more of a, people running promotions or sponsors, sponsors back in the radio days 10, 20 years ago were, you'd have maybe one or two of those come on. They would sponsor something at night where you'd mention it, a few mentions. But, you ran these commercial blocks, which you're still going to have, on traditional radio. But I think that things are changing. And then I think back in the day, it's funny you said that because I was reading last night on this radio page and somebody asked the question, what's the craziest radio station you ever worked at? Like, what kind of things were going on at the building? And there were some stories. and one of the ones that I really liked was this guy was like, well, I was 60 miles from the next person, in the middle of a field, in a trailer, and the tower was above the trailer. And when it got cold, the water would freeze on the tower, and then it would drop on the roof and scare me. And he's like, and nobody was ever around.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
like,
my.
and there was no bathroom, so he said he had to go out back and all that. And he
Yeah,
said he'd go
yeah.
out back, but he was like scared, like, and he's scared that the door would close. He's scared that the animals
Locked
out there.
out, for real. Or
But
the ice will hit him.
so I think back in the day, if you maybe you were, in a local town, then you maybe knew somebody or something like that. I think that happened. And then there's just the way of getting, an internship at a, station and building from there.
Definitely.
I've seen a lot of people do that. And, even I did that when I was 15, I was saying that I had worked at that station KZY in Anaheim. Well, what happened was I worked there all summer, and I loved it, but I had to go back to school, and I was heartbroken.
I hear you.
I left. So there was basically a 2-year gap from that point, and then I started full-time radio when I was 17 at Cola.
Definitely.
And from there on, I started there as a board op, and kept giving the guy tapes like, check it out, I can be on the air. Listen to me, like.
Well, there is one more way. The fourth way is come down here to KCAA and talk to Mark Westwood and
There you go.
and get some sponsors together and get yourself an hour-long show.
And you guys got a great setup here. I mean, first of all, the air conditioning is great. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yes.
In KCAA, make sure we usually have like a fan if it's 2 hours. They take good care of us here. So.
Yeah, no, it's comfy here, and you guys are doing local radio, and that's such a great start, And there's probably people that are local that are listening that are like, well, I'd like to tell my story. I'd like to be part of something like that, And
Well, a little bit more from you before, because I don't want to lose too much time. But
Okay.
So you started your own business.
Well, yeah, 10 years ago, basically the listeners forced me to start Dirty Radio.
Awesome.
And at the time, it was still like I was still
Why'd you name it Dirty Radio?
Dirty D.
Dirty D. Yeah.
Dirty D.
And it just
What does D stand for?
Dirty Dizzle.
But it just flowed, and I don't know. I just when I came out of it, I was like, started to test streaming. But streaming, think of how streaming's changed in 10 years.
Oh, it truly is.
Like
yeah.
I can remember trying to stream maybe 15 years ago, and I remember I put my computer on, turned on Winamp, that was the program,
okay.
and I put a song, and I was in my office at the radio station, and I was like, oh, so let me see if I can listen to this, and it was just like, we're not there yet. It was mono, it cut out every,
Yeah.
And
Probably
so
on the dial-up or something.
it's crazy that here we are now, and I mean, you could stream, people,
Anyone can.
Yeah.
Pretty much anyone can stream their own music.
And I don't
everything,
think,
yeah.
in my vision of the future, I don't ever think I envision people doing that, like everybody streaming. It seemed like, back in my day, I'll say my day, but, our day, for radio, like we were the entertainers and we did this, and it's crazy. Now you go on TikTok and you see just such a broad amount of people, streaming and doing stuff, and it's cool, and I see people that are on their DJing, and they're on their Spotify and trying to do the ones and twos on that. And, it's cool, it's giving them, a chance to, express themselves and their music. And,
Occasionally that way breaks out.
Yeah.
And you break out on the internet. I've watched quite a few artists just break out on the internet, and all of a sudden they're doing tours and getting Lamborghinis and everything else, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I can't predict where. I still feel like there's going to be another step where music and streaming and radio and social media will all kind of combine. I can kind of see something like that happening in the future.
It's at Dirty Radio. FM.
DirtyRadio.fm, that's
Yeah.
what I do, yeah.
DirtyRadio.fm.
Yeah. And then we have the app, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? What are some of the music? Is it very similar to what you used to play on 103.9 or?
It's definitely a wider variety, and I have no restrictions, so
Okay.
there's F words everywhere. And, but it's just it's you don't even think of it that way. These are songs you grew up on and
Totally.
stuff. But I like to cover between the two stations I have, the two streams, basically covers everything from 60s rock all the way up to present. So you have
Okay.
the classic channel, which is 60s, 70s, 80s.
Okay.
And then I pick up in the 90s, and we still play the Nirvana's, Alice in
Awesome.
Chains, Soundgarden.
There you go.
But then you're going to hear the hard stuff that I didn't necessarily play before in regular time, like Slayer, Suicidal Tendencies.
Okay,
all that
Slipknot,
stuff. It's very raw. But it's a very big mix. It's kind of meant for people that like a big, broad like of rock. You might listen to a 20-minute segment and hear a bunch of alternative type stuff. You might listen 20 minutes later and hear, a classic rock with, a bunch of hard stuff. So it's kind of just all over the place, and it's just by design,
Definitely. It makes me think of like from Nirvana to Led Zeppelin to Bad Brains to Evanescence to Tool to just to Slipknot to Pantera to, back to
broad. And like you said, like Bad Brains, like who's ever played that on the radio? You know what I
feel
mean?
you.
And DRI and stuff like that.
And
Like,
that's what we lost when a lot with this consolidation of all the different radio signals, when they're all just done by one Clear Channel or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You lose that that niche
that
stuff,
uniqueness,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's what Dirty Radio provides there. That's pretty cool.
And there's a lot of great radio stations out there, like KCAL and Cola and K-Frog and all these stations still doing their thing, and it's
KCAA?
great. KCAA, and I love that everybody's doing their thing. I'm not trying to be in competition with anybody. I'm just trying to do my art.
Yeah, and yours is a specific type of art. I mean, and only people that listen to that type of music are going to listen to your stuff, right?
Yeah.
If they're not country people, aren't
I like the raw aspect of stuff. There is too commercialized. And back 10 years ago, the thing was, we got to get ratings, and the ratings game has always been kind of weird, and some of like the radio consultants would say, well, you got to play this song every hour if you want to, and it's like when you listen to some of these, LA top 40 stations and they play Taylor Swift every hour.
Yeah.
That's because they're
Is that why I know every Taylor Swift song?
programmed to people that are going to listen in 15, 20-minute increments. But I'm more like, I want you just to listen and, cruise, man. Just cruise through stuff. Listen when you can and, and hear a bigger variety from the artists you really love. Like, like a band like Alice in Chains. You might find a station play maybe like 10, 12 songs from them, but I probably play like 40.
Yeah, they have a deep catalog. Pearl Jam and all of them. It's so much.
And when X103.9 left, there's
a rock void.
There was a void.
Yeah.
And KCAL tries, but there's just it's got its own genre, right? And so does Cola, right? So then you're kind of like left without a place to go for that type of music, except you got Dirty Radio FM.
Dirty Radio
right?
FM. There you go.
Yeah, that's for the rock people. For if you like it raw and you just want music in
Ooh,
your
baby,
face and loud. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, but I'll always support radio. I love FM radio. I love it all. I love the concept of FM radio, which is knowing that variety of people are listening at the same time. There's something about that.
Community
with radio.
is a community.
When you're on and like sometimes certain people are listening, but there's probably other people, and the fact that they're all at the same time, you can't do that when somebody just streams a song.
Yeah.
When you stream 3 or 4 songs, you're by yourself, and I love the fact that you're part of something and you're being shown what you like with maybe a little additive to it.
I love it. As we get towards the close of our show, how can people,
that show snuck by?
how can people follow you on your social media platforms as well as tune into your station?
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Dirty Radio FM.
All right.
And then dirtyradio.fm, the website.
And the D stands for Daryl.
That's right. D for Daryl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, are you going to eat this chocolate-covered worm for us? He's coming. We got time?
End the
There you
show.
go.
All right, we're going to get the play. Here comes
Chop. Chop. Yeah. Crispy.
Crispy crunchy. We're definitely going to do more of these segments. We all enjoyed them.
And this is Ipiani Loco, Daryl, James, and Robert. I love San Diego County Radio Show.
Thank you for having me, man.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Guys.
I'm the blues
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future.